See, like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I literally just tried to do everything with Twitter and YouTube, and now YouTube seems to work. Like I put YouTube by itself without the multi-stream, even though I pay for multi-stream. I don't know. And now I'm having drop frames over the last 2 minutes. I don't know. This just upsets me because I want to be live on X as well, and I can't now because it's only allowing me to be live on YouTube, which is still fine. I'm okay with being live on YouTube, obviously, but it's just pissing me off that I pay for multi-stream and I can't actually use multi-stream. You know what I mean? I've been trying to go live for, I don't know, maybe a few minutes now, 20 minutes or something. But I appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you guys for watching, for taking the time out of your day to come and watch me. And no drop frames on YouTube. Okay, perfect. Because it keeps telling me, it's giving me alerts saying I have dropped frames. I don't know. I don't see it, but, you know, they know what they're talking about. Let me figure this out. We'll go subscribers only. We'll go to that, and we'll do not conservative. What? I want to choose the schedule every 12 minutes. I don't think it has to be crazy. How you guys doing today? Make sure you guys take the time to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, I don't know if you guys are signed up for crypto.com, but I'll talk about it in a little bit. But I have like a referral bonus that I feel like is better than everybody else's referral bonus that's out there. There is a chance that I could get to another level where my referral bonus will be even greater for everyone. And I'm excited if I can get there, but I would have to make 300 trades through the strike options, or wherever it is, and our options trading on crypto.com in order to get to the $400 referral level. We're talking about $400 per person, $800 together, where you would get paid for signing up and staking $400. I would get paid $400, which would be massive. So I'm excited. Right now it's at $200, which I can add in the description. But yeah, it's pretty impressive compared to the $25 that you would get.
All American Breakers donated $1.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you for the Super Chat. I appreciate the Super Chat. I appreciate the Super Sticker. Thank you for showing up, and also the love. I appreciate that. Anybody else that's here in the chat, I appreciate you guys as well. We will get to that. I'm just trying to navigate through some things to figure this stuff out. I don't really want live reactions, so I'm going to take live reactions off. But I will place the link to my referral for crypto.com in the description. And let's see, pin. All right, we got 97 people here, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. I appreciate you guys. Let's see, what are people saying in the chat right now? I can hear you. Thank you for letting me know. Good morning, Matt. I have nothing better to do but watch and pray. I mean, we don't really need to pray. I mean, cryptocurrency, I think, is at a good spot. Is it at the best spot it could possibly be? No. We saw Bitcoin up at the $70,000+ level. We saw even XRP up at a level of 75 cents, which should be a lot further than that. We saw Ethereum up at the 4,500 level, which I would absolutely be amazed. Well, not amazed, but I would be excited if it does get back to, or when it does get back to that point, I'm just hoping it gets back there soon, because my leverage trading, I want to get back to, for copy trading, get back to break even. My regular trades have not really fall into that level, but I want to get copy trading not only to break even, but also a lot further. And with only Ethereum getting to that level of 4,500, I then get back to that point, plus everything else that I hold, which should be amazing as well. So I'm excited for the future of that. I'm excited for the future of crypto. When I look at my balances, I'm just amazed at how they're growing, and how much I can add and how much I can have, and the different projections that I have. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm not praying. I guess the only thing I would probably be praying for is the fact that it happens sooner rather than later. You know. Sound and picture are good. Good morning, all. Good morning, everybody. Yo, brother. Club CRO enjoys your crypto videos. Well, thank you for saying that. I mean, we're both big fans of CRO, right? I have about, let's say, $40,000 worth of CRO. Let's just round up. And I want to put a certain amount of CRO aside, but I think I want to get up to 400,000 exactly. I think I'm 30,000 away. Get up to 400,000, leave 100,000 in my ledger wallet, and just let it sit there, let it do its thing. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. Absolutely. Sorry, bro, to bother you again with the same question. Is it okay to buy Jasmy now? I mean, Jasmy's at a good price. What is it, at 2 cents or so? 2.1 cents. I feel as though, compared to where it has been at the 4.5 cent level, and where it will go at the 5, 10, 20, 30 cent level, of course. But is there a potential chance that you could see a drop in those prices back down to a level of, 1.4 cent or 1.5 cents, 1.6 cents? Yeah, there's always a possibility. Especially as you saw it at 3 cents, and then everything dropped down, and Jasmy coin included dropped down to 1.6 cents, which I did get in again at I think 5 or 10x leverage or something like that, and bought a bunch of Jasmy coin there for the copy trading portfolio. So yeah, I think Jasmy coin's at a great price of 2.1 cent. We'll definitely dive more into that as we look through the market. But we'll go into that in a couple of seconds. XRP is going to win. I mean, they already have won, but yes, we're going to see XRP overall be the go-to for crypto investors everywhere. What do you think about the GROK meme? Can it reach $1 next year? I see Elon Musk mentioning it a lot. So yeah, I think. One, I have GROK. I have 1 million of GROK. I don't know if you know that. And I really like that position, because I feel as though with the two, when you have, GROK, the AI chatbot, and you have GROK, the position, anytime GROK is mentioned in a massive way, or what they're doing in any type of development or partnership, you're going to see GROK make a huge move as well. So I currently have GROK. I'm actually down on GROK, because I invested at a level of 75 or 70% of a penny, which right now it's down to like 42 or 47% of a penny. So we're definitely down thousands of dollars. But ultimately, I do believe in that. I have seen it at a 1.5 cent level. I've seen it at a 3 cent level. We can see it at a lot further than that as well. And we'll take profit as time goes on. I just really don't know where that profit level is. I've talked about it in the past. I need to revisit it. Guys, we have 43 likes. I would like to get to about 50, maybe even get to a level of 100 likes. That would be amazing. Dude, XRP is king. I don't disagree with you. Good morning, everybody. Can XRP get to $200? I mean, it can. It's just all the things that have to happen right for that to happen. I'm looking at $100 as my realized or realistic level. But we know that 200, 300, 400, even $1,000, $10,000 are still in play. But we're all looking at it for the investor side of it to make so much money out of it. But in order to get to that point, it has to be at a thought process to use it, rather than just to be an investor. And that's kind of what my mindset is that I will probably end up using it as we see my my forever coins that are in there, and what level I will hold forever. And I talked about previously wanting to hold 10,000 until you get to a certain point, which would be my forever point, but then holding 1,000 of that 10,000 for the longest period of time that I could possibly think of. It's just going to be difficult when you see that 1,000 coins maybe being worth $10,000 and you're like, or $10 million. Then you're like, okay, if that's worth $10 million, then I could essentially set myself up and, my children's, financial situation up for the rest of their lives and have them understand why it's set up for the rest of their lives, not just be set on receiving money, but just understanding that portion of it. So I'm excited for XRP in the best way possible. XRP is going to do well. Matt, you have made the best XRP videos. Thank you for saying that. I mean, typically my XRP videos are hovering around like my position rather than, I try to do as much, research and breakdowns as possible, but not everything is absolutely like exciting news, right? Yes, it's always exciting to have any type of little partnership, but it's not something that's going to be a game changer to XRP, which ends up being the case, where most people want to hear about this new partnership that they have and how it's going to be a game changer. And I'm like, it might not. Let's not really focus on that. That's just one piece to the puzzle. But I like to focus on my position because that's what my channel is all about. Is about my investment style, is about my investment strategy, and it's not necessarily about, it's not crypto news, right? And I love to break down crypto news if it's big enough, but typically I'll hover around my own position that I'm holding because I truly believe in those positions, and that's what I'm investing into. That's what the channel's all about. Me investing into certain things, the reasons why I'm investing into certain things, and my thought process behind what I believe they're going to get to. Anyways, let's go ahead and but if the Democrats appeal XRP case, we're going to 30 cents. What do you think? So I don't know about picking sides in any way. Let's not worry about that portion of it. What I care about is just having, no matter who it is, a like pro crypto cabinet, pro crypto presidency, pro crypto everyone, because we need to be pro crypto in order to see the future of that happen a lot sooner, right? If we continue to fight it and fight it and fight it, we've seen what happened with that before. If you continue to fight it, yes, it does get strong eventually, but so many people resist it that it just takes a long time to fully take off. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Let's go into the markets and see where everything is, and then we'll go back into the chat and break some stuff down. But obviously, if you want me to read something directly, we do have what's it called, text to speech. I think it's set at $1, so, or $2 or something, like really low, so that if you want to grab my attention for any reason, just let's not spam in any way. I don't want to have a bunch of different voice to text or text to voice chats come through, and I'm really trying to go through all of that stuff. But feel free to let me know if you have anything you want to truly talk about. But obviously XRP is the main topic of conversation. Let's currently look at the overall market. And where the market stands is a $2.14 trillion market cap with and it's sitting at a 4.25% increase on the day. If we look at Bitcoin's dominance, it is increasing, which means that altcoin season is still not here. We have 56% Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin has been rising, right? It's up by 4.6%, but you're seeing like Ethereum that's up by 3%. You're seeing some other things that aren't up as much. And even if they are, they don't make as much of a move when it comes to market cap wise if they move the same percentage. So if Bitcoin moves 5% and BNB moves 6% or whatever, you're going to see Bitcoin have more of an impact because of how high the market cap is and what the percentage increase would be. It's like if you said, I want 5% of $5, that's going to be, or 5% of $100, you would have $5 instead of 5% of $1, you'd be looking at 5 cents. So like the difference maker in the amount of impact with the market cap is a lot higher, substantially higher with Bitcoin there. If you look at some other things, some notable things, BNB is up by 6%, Solana is up by 3.5%, USDC is flat. Obviously, that's a stable coin. You see XRP that's up by 3%, 1% for TON. Dogecoin up by 6%, 6.15%. Tron up by 7%. Cardano 4%, almost 7% for Avalanche. It's great to see that back up to $22. I believe that's going to go a lot further than where it stands. That's why I have Forever Coins, and I also have a bunch in my possession. I continue to gather more. SHIB is up by 5.7%, almost 6% there. If we look at some of the bigger movers within the market, we're going to see Brett, that's up by 25%, Dog with Hat 20% or 19%. Ave, am I saying that right? Or Ave, or however you say it, is up by 17%. You have Floki that's up by 15%, up to a 1.2. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, and that has to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be great. But $1.2 billion market cap. Pepe is also up by 11%. Beam up by 10%. Bonk up by 9%. Let's see. Any ones that are dropping in the top 100? Not really much. You have Litecoin. That was up. While everything else was dropping, Litecoin was kind of the only thing that was up, which was pretty cool to see, especially that the fact that I own Litecoin. I also own some over in the Margex side of things, so I'm able to see that leverage trading continue to grow, which is great.
The person reading this is awesome. Donated $2 through Super Chat. What date does the SEC have to appeal by?
It's in October. I don't know the exact date. Let me go ahead and see. I know it's in October. It's like, let me see. Deadline. Let's see. They have. Give me a second. Sorry. Celebrates and blah, 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 blah. The SEC has until early October, so it's October. They're given 60 days to file an appeal with Ripple cases. So, August 7th, you'll have until October 6th is the day they have to appeal by. So, we'll definitely make that more known, maybe in like a video or something, and just give you that detail so that people really know it. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the question as well. I think it's always great for people to know some of this information. But yeah, October 6th is the day as far as I know. If we go back into the market and look at my watch list, things that are moving on my watch list or that are interesting on my watch list, we're going to see that Bitcoin, Ethereum, you have XRP, you have, AVAX that's up quite a bit. You have Kronos that's up quite a bit. JASMY coin that's up. Beam that's actually making a move. I was thinking about putting more money into Beam recently, but I didn't put any more money in there. I honestly should, because I invested at 2.3 cents and it's currently sitting at 1.3 cents. So we have a significant amount that we could have there. Like if I go in here and we look at Beam overall, we can see the prices that it got to, right? It was at 4 cents of a high. And yeah, I think Beam is definitely going to be legit. It's currently sitting at $12 million worth of volume, but I expect the gaming industry or gaming sector to be pretty huge. But yeah, I forget where I was going with everything. I think I was going to go ahead and look at things that were trending as well. And look at some things that are moving in the last 24 hours. You have Frontier, you have Pepe. I was going to talk about Margex as well. If you guys want to go and check out Margex, feel free to use my link in the chat to sign up for Margex, where you can get up to 100x leverage on certain plays. You can also trade as a minimum of 5x leverage. And you can also trade $1 if you wanted to. If I wanted to go in here and say, hey, I wanted to trade JASMY coin and practice, you could practice with $1. So feel free to use my link. That will be in the chat for MargeX. Also, if you guys want an amazing referral bonus, hopefully hopefully you're not signed up for crypto.com, because if you aren't, you can then sign up for crypto.com here, right? So we have a referral bonus, refer and get $200 USD. So not only do I get $200 USD, but you'll get $200 USD if you sign up and go through their system in order for the referral. So you stake for, I believe, the Ruby card, you'll get $200 of a referral bonus. And that'll come in the amount of or the position of CRO, which again is one of the best referral bonuses you can get on here. Let me go ahead and click into this. For some reason my phone's not working. But yeah, it was working. Now it's not working. There we go. All right. Come on. Why is it not working? I don't know. My phone's not working. Let me go ahead and reconnect this. Reconnect this phone. For some reason, this is not working. There we go. Now I can I do it here? Well, I guess not. All right. So with my I'm trying to do this the easy way. I have a phone link that's up. That's the best way I could do it. But like I'm in level 9 right now. If I was in level 10, if I leveled up to level 10, right? I think level 10 or level 11. I'm not sure. If I went to go level up, right? Level 11, I would get $200, $200 there. I still have $200. If I go to level 12, which would be the next one, where's that? One of them is, I thought it was level, maybe it hasn't changed. I thought you would get $400. Maybe I was mistaken. But right now, it's at $200 per referral, which is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. So if you guys want to sign up for crypto.com, use my link in the description, and you can get $200 when you sign up and follow their steps in order to do that, which would be staking and everything there. But yeah. Sorry, I'm very distracted. But yeah, if you want to sign up for any of those, crypto.com or MargeX, feel free to do so. I wanted to look at maybe some trades that are going on. Let's see all of the trades that are happening here. We have Solana, that's up by a decent amount. I was looking at JASMY coin, which is up $308, up 154%. I want to see that grow a lot more, especially back to the 3-cent level. If we go to Ethereum, it's up by $2,000 or 100%. I want to see that up a lot further than that, up to a level of $3,000, $4,000 or whatever, $3,500 or $4,000. I would love to see that happen as well. Let's look at XRP here before we go back into the chat. We'll go back into the chat in a little bit. So XRP is currently up by 60, or is up to 60 cents, almost 61 cents. It did reach a level of 61 cents, but did decrease down just a little bit. It's very far away from I believe that's a 15 moving average. It might be it's 15. But then the 200 EMA is not there. So it's pretty far away from the 15 moving average, as it did increase pretty heavily there just recently. I think it's up by 4% in the last 24 hours. I want to see this get back up to a level of 66 cents, back up to a level of 70 cents. Obviously, we need some more push within altcoin season in order for that to truly happen. Yeah, I would go into XRP a little bit more, and we will. Let me just bring up XRP. XRP. Oh, one other thing is that I just noticed that Book of Meme is tradable over here. I believe it is. Boom. or at least it's a new asset. It was a new asset to hold, I guess, to leverage. So if you wanted to leverage certain ones, don't hide empty balances. Can't really find it, but I believe it is here. So it's right here, Book of Meme, that you're able to hold, not I guess invest, but not trade specifically. So that's interesting to me because typically when you're able to trade it, you're also, or when you're able to leverage it, you're also able to trade it, but whatever. Anyways, let's see what's happening in the chat. October 6th is a Sunday. Well, maybe they have until the Monday is October 7th. But it's supposed to be what 60 days is what they said. If XRP goes to 30 cents, I'm buying more for sure. Just more waiting. If XRP goes to 30 cents, I'm buying more for sure, just more waiting. Yeah, is someone saying that XRP is going to go to 30 cents? If XRP was at 30 cents, yes, I would buy a ton. Like there would be days to where I would just buy $3,000 worth, which would be 10,000, and continue to get up to that point because then it would cost me 30,000 to get another 100,000. And I would absolutely, if I had 200,000 XRP, I would be set. I think I'm set right now with 100,000 XRP, but if I had that chance to buy it even lower, I know what XRP is going to be. So I'm not worried about it. No matter if it comes down to 25 cents or whatever, I'm not worried about that. I'm not. What I want to be is I want to be invested lower than $1 because with 100 billion coins that are out there, I believe it will easily, if it adds all the coins out there, will easily be above, at the minimum, be above that level at $2, $3, $4 at a absolute minimum, in my opinion. When it comes to growth that I believe is going to happen, 10, 20, $100, getting up into the higher figures where it's 200, 300, 400, and so on and so forth. So I'm not worried about that. I just believe that you should purchase XRP under $1. And then you'll be safe from anything that does happen, right? We know what XRP can be used for and will be used for. And when we see the potential, some people see the potential market cap wise, some people don't. But if you see that, the absolute minimum, I believe this is going to be at a market cap wise, it's like $250 billion market cap. The maximum, obviously, the sky's the limit. See a $5 trillion market cap, a $10 trillion market cap. But it's just the way that I think about it is always to protect investors in a way, so that their mindset is kind of protected as well. Not just that, because I believe it's going to go a lot further, but when you talk about minimums and you talk about maximums, you want to understand how people protect that minimum and protect their investment when they're at that minimum, as well as seeing the amazing impact of the sky's the limit area, right? It growing to a level of $100 or so. XR, I read that already. Is there anything else holding XRP back until a certain date besides the appeal? I would definitely say, and nothing that's truly holding it back that I can think of right now. The appeal is definitely a big deal. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but I did. The appeal is definitely a big deal. I think the supply is definitely a big deal, where people believe that the supply is going to be added more aggressively, and as that supply is added aggressively, you'll see the same market cap, but but you'll see a lower price because of the supply. So people are definitely worried about that portion of it and the dilution that factors into it. But just know that it can't be diluted even 100% at this point, or sorry, 50% at this point. So when we talk about price, 50%. When we talk about supply, it's 100%. So basically meaning that they have 50 billion and they add another 50 billion. Right now they have 56 and they could add another 44, which is not at a 100% dilution. But it is something that is in the back of people's minds. The escrow has always been a worry to not only the community, but also people outside that are trying to get into the community. So I would say that's probably a little bit of a worry, as well as the appeal process and what they stand to do. Are they going to continue to fight XRP? Are they going to continue to fight Ripple? I also want to know where they're going to lean towards when it comes to um, the payment processes, their payment plans, or not payment plans, but payment options, and the partnerships with banks. And I want to see how far they go there. Guys, we have 213 people here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell for more of these videos. I just want to quickly check out my children to make sure they're okay. I think I hear Harper. Maybe it's Harper and Hayden, or it might be just Erica. Great. We're not going to be able to see anything. Oh, Hayden's awake and Harper's awake. Is Erica gone? Erica shouldn't have been gone. All right, give me a second. I'll be back. I just got to go and get them situated, and then I'll be right back, okay?
James Mansfield donated $2 through Super Chat.
Yo, what's going on? All right, what are people saying? Oh, we got a $2 super chat from James. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. If Matt is watching his children, who is watching us, Mr. Chair? Seems that way. I don't really have the big chair anymore. That chair is kind of I don't know. It just doesn't feel great. So yeah, I think they're curtain. I don't know. Trolls follow me around. They have to try to stop what we're doing. October 6th is the expiration for the appeal. I love that Power T Eco Man. Okay. And the SEC will not appeal for the vote. What do you mean? They might or might not, just to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, seems that way. Mr. Chair is seating on a bag of, or sitting on a bag of XRP also. Maybe. You might be right. Hey bro, how much do you think altcoins will fall if the Fed don't cut rates? Um, I mean, I I don't necessarily think, and I've said this time and time again, and I've been wrong plenty of times where I said I don't think that we will see it fall much more than it already has. However, does that mean we'll have a negative reaction to things, to something that may be negative, right? Not cutting rates. I would say um, it's definitely unknown. I don't think we will see a fall at all, even though it is something that's negative. If you look at something that was inherently positive when it comes to the Ethereum ETF, and that had no reaction, like Bitcoin had a major reaction to that, and we saw that push up to 70 plus $1,000. But Ethereum just tanked. It didn't even increase, didn't even have any type of spurt to where it was like, yeah, people are investing, people are holding, people are believing in this. It just had a negative reaction, and overall things fell, and they continued to fall, continue to
Swamp
fall.
Donkey Crypto
So
donated $1.99 through Super Chat. Mr. Chair is seating on a bag of XRP also.
I don't necessarily think that we'll see altcoins fall. I don't even want that in the back of my mind. I want altcoins to thrive, and I think that's what will happen. We'll see a positive reaction, even though maybe the stock, it tends to follow the stock market now, even though the stock market might not react in the same manner. So we will see. I just want more positive thoughts in my mind right now, because I really don't want to see anything negative happen anymore. I'm tired of the negativity. We've been going through negativity for, what has it been, 3 years, from 2021 all the way until where we are now. So yeah, around the same time frame. We did see a little bit of a pickup last year, at the end of last year, but things started to fall again during the beginning of the year, and then eventually picked back up to a $2.75 trillion market cap, and then now decreasing back down to a $2 trillion market cap. So it's all over the place. Have you applied the mathematical formula to determine XRP's price for 2025 top and bottom? Have I applied the mathematical formula to determine the XRP price? I haven't applied any formula, no. Make sure you share the stream out. He's only getting ever close to 250K subscribers. I am. I think I'm at 225 or 226. Which is fantastic. I love every single subscriber that's come through, whether you were a subscriber from, the credit card days, the more stock market days, or whatever. I appreciate all of you guys for watching and being a part of this, of what I'm doing here. Good morning, Matt. What do you think? One more pullback before Parabolic move? I would hope not. I always think that there's a leveling out before we see things skyrocket because we've already seen things decrease. Let's look at Ethereum for. We can't really look at XRP because it's kind of something that's the same. That tends to hover around the same level right now. But if we look at something like Ethereum, right? And we look at the pullback from a level of 4,000 some odd dollars all the way down here, back from up to about $4,000 and decrease down to an even lower low here. Honestly, I think that this is the level. It came back to the 200 EMA, and now we're seeing it kind of level out here. And I think this level out is where we're going to see it absolutely skyrocket. It's already at an insane low. Do I expect it to pull back to $1 trillion market cap? I don't. I expect it to level out and then start that parabolic move. Now, we've been seeing that level out recently where it's been hovering around the 2,500 mark, 2,600 mark, 2,700 mark, back down to 2,500, and it kind of just, levels out there. But like I said, I believe we're going to see so much more in the not distant future, but the foreseeable future. We're going to see it skyrocket after consolidation. That's what I'm believing.
Spawn donated $5 through Super Chat. Any updates on Shiba Inu or still same old lol?
I mean, I haven't looked at Shiba Inu. Thank you for the Super Chat, by the way. I haven't looked at Shiba Inu maybe in the last week or two. There's no type of major updates. Right now, from what I understand, we still have the community that's focused on burns, focused on the level of growth that it could see without the burns. But there's not really even much that's coming from what I understand. Again, I haven't done any digging, but there hasn't really much coming from the ecosystem dev team, whoever the heck they are at this point. And even if I guess I was going to say, why does it say 0? That I have 0 in here, but I forgot I cleared that out because it's in my forever balance. I'm not going to touch it. But for SHIB, if we can look at the price, that's pretty much all we can really update you on. I see what they did there. If we look at the price here, we're looking at 0.00001376. That's up by 5 or 5.5%. It's at $8.1 billion market cap with $217 million worth of volume. Give me a second. So for Shiba Inu, again, it currently stands at $217 million worth of volume, up 73% in volume, which is fantastic. But then also, we're seeing the volume market cap ratio is still at about 3%. So that's not showing the level of popularity. However, it is at an $8 billion market cap, so it's very difficult to get there. So are very difficult to show the level of popularity there. It still has that popularity. I don't know how many holders are on. Let's go ahead and look at that. I copied it. Why did I copy it? If we look at the holders, they have 1.4 million holders, and that's just fantastic to see. I mean, 1.4 million holders, you know it's going to have success. It's just since it is a meme coin with no type of utility, it's all about like what level you're going to get to, and when you get to that level, what's next, right? It's not about how you're going to use it. It's about what's next for you as an investor, which is probably to sell majority of it in order to gain those profits. So yeah, Jasmy to $17. Would love to see it to $17. I don't think it's going to be, but yeah, would love to see it. Any Kendu news? I don't know what that is. Predictions have been going on lately. Just curious if you're still bullish on it. Kendu. I don't remember that. If I did talk about it once, it wasn't something that I continued to see like a ton of conversation happening on. I don't know. I don't remember it. Do you think RLUSD will have a positive or negative effect on the price of XRP? I think it actually will have a positive effect on the price. I know how it does get in the way of especially being utilized, because if you're using a stable coin, you're using it for the same reasons that you would kind of use XRP there, right? Ease of use, speed, cheap, fast, secure, right? All of those things that you would see with XRP. So I don't think it'll get in the way. I think there's enough room for really being able to use everything, but it gives us an option to kind of go to say, this is stable if we wanted something that is more stable rather than the XRP route. But I think in a way, if people are looking for a level of a $30,000 price point, then maybe it gets in the way. But when you look at it, a 10,000 foot view, and you're looking at the levels that people just want to see it get to at not only a minimum but just a realistic level, I believe it will have no problem getting there with both existing. But I can see how people say it's going to get in the way. They say it's not going to get in the way, and that it's not going to take away from all of that. So I don't know. I don't know how they're truly feeling and everything there. So one of Jasmy's CEO is going to be working with Japanese government. One of Jasmy's CEO is going to be working with Japanese government. Um, Interesting. One of Jasmy's CEO, you mean like their executives, not just. I believe Jasmy only has one CEO, but one of their executives will be working with a Japanese government. I mean, I feel like that's a conflict of interest, don't you think? Maybe. I feel like that's not something that should be celebrated. Isn't that considered like insider trading in a way? 17 times 50 billion is a lot. It is. It is a ton. Um, will the US election results affect the crypto market? Yes, absolutely. Especially when you talk about meme coins. Certain meme coins may run more if you see a certain person get elected. Maybe it's Trump, maybe it's Harris, whoever. You see them get elected, and you'll see a movement. So did VSG rug? I don't know what happened to VSG. Let's see. It's up 1.5%. Holy cow. What happened? What happened to that? I'll have to look more into that. What happened to that? I guess so. Let me see. Give me a second. And this is why, like, I absolutely despise people. While something has so much possibility. What am I looking up here? Has so much possibility. They end up doing something that's just horrible. This is why I always take profit. I always take my initial investment. I always take profit as much as I can. Because while things look great and while you have an altcoin season coming, people will just see what they want to see and then they'll go, okay, I need to take from everybody because of the fact that, you know, you're greedy or whatever. And it it really does piss me off that anyone would act that way and do stuff that way. What is going on, man? It's stupid. This is why I look up. This is why I always try to take profit. I always try to take my initial investment. The gains were absolutely great. A lot of people made a ton of money from it, realized gains. Um, but you know, obviously they struggled with something. I don't know what it was. I got no information. I was wondering why, um, I didn't get any new information because it was, supposed to be something where if they had something new that was going on, they would tell me about it. They would tell a lot of other people about it. And there was no communication, a lack of communication. Nobody ended up bringing this my way. When did this transpire? Give me a second. I'm trying to look into some detail before we dive in. So it looks like this happened on the 12th. It was seeing some gains, some movement, and then all of a sudden, boom. I absolutely despise people for things. And this is what's crazy. Greed will kill any investment, will kill any business, will kill any type of thing you try and do. Whether you're on the side of that greed or somebody else is on the side of the greed, it will be a detriment to someone's financial situation, and it absolutely sucks. I hate people like that. I really do, and that's the one thing that I don't like to see is for people to be taken advantage of in a way, and that's why I just want to make sure that people take their profit, take their initial investment. When you see an opportunity, know that that opportunity can be short lived. No matter that if you're in Bitcoin, if you're in Ethereum, if you're in XRP, if you're in whatever, it could be short lived because you honestly never know what's going on behind the scenes. And if that's the case, you want to take your initial investment, you want to take your profit, you not take all your profit, but take some of it so that just in case something like that does happen, um, you can see. I don't want to show because if I show something, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, this is that, and then other people see an opportunity in it. I don't want anybody to do that, and that's why I'm not doing that. I know somebody asked me, hey, show it. Um, I don't. I still have 1 million of what that is. Um, but I decided that I would uh, take profit multiple times while it was at highs, and other people did as well, and they made money from it. Um, but that sucks. That absolutely sucks. Um, this goes to show no matter how long things have success for, take your profit, take your initial investment. That's what I'll go with. I don't want to spend the whole time on that because I feel as though the whole live stream was about XRP. But yeah, definitely find a way to take your profit, find a way to take your initial investment, and don't think that anything is going to be um, just 100% a thing. In any case, no matter what it is, you're going to see my exit plans and you're going to say, "Oh, if you believe in you're going to ask yourself, "Oh, if you believe that this is going to get to this point, why don't you hold until that point?" Anything could happen during that process. you could see things completely collapse. You can see people get out of it. You can see executives leave. You can see it be labeled as a security, whatever. You can see anything that could happen with this position. So while you have the success, definitely take some from that success. You don't have to take everything. If somebody owned $10,000 or 10,000 Bitcoin or 100,000 Bitcoin in the beginning and they saw the profit, I would say, hey, take some of that profit. I wouldn't say take all of it because you have that potential chance to gain so much more, but take some of that profit. It feels good. It feels way better if something bad happens and you're like, whew, you're kind of like, I got out of it. I got out of it clean. And I know a lot of people that have taken their profit from various positions, their initial investment from various positions. I have a bunch right now that I have not taken profit on, but I'll leave it at that. I don't want to sit here and make it all about that, but truly, you should take your initial investment, take your profit. I've preached that time and time again. I agree with your analogy of the market leveling out. I know we all see differently. I agree with your analogy of markets leveling out. I know we all see differently charts. I feel the market will have one more crazy pullback and then the moon SHIB back to 4 zeros and 9. That would be great if it does. I still have about 100 million Shiba Inu, but I have 90 million. But yeah, I don't see that happen because I honestly I don't want to see that happen more than like not seeing it on a chart. It's just when I look at certain things on the chart, like say I do look at, let me go over to Margex because it's a better way to look at it. If I do look at Ethereum and break that down for the last year, right, and we see where this has hit, like we're seeing the low levels for it to kind of bounce off of. Yes, this is the 200 EMA here out of the last year, and it hasn't, or it has touched that 200 EMA, and that's what I was looking for. Once I saw it up to this point, I was like, well, maybe it's just going to stay away from the 200 EMA, but it always finds a way to come back to earth. It always finds a way to come back to earth, and I don't know why. I tell myself this all the time, and I'm like, no, you know what? It's going to level out. The 200 EMA is going to play catch up, which it does happen often, or does happen sometimes, but doesn't happen often. What usually happens is it breaks out, you see the 200 EMA, it plays off of the 200 EMA, bounces off of that, and then you start seeing that pickup. We haven't seen it hit the 200 EMA since October of 2023, right? Where it did surpass the 200 EMA. It did surpass it and then came back to it and then skyrocketed above it. And with this, you should see that pullback. I saw the pullback to the 15 moving average, more of the 50, I believe. Like if we change this to the 50, it'll probably be closer. Yeah, so maybe not the 50. But either way, you saw that this pulled back here, and I expected it to come back to the 200 EMA eventually, but I thought it would be more of an extended process. Like it would be up here, and the 200 EMA would probably be somewhere around the 2,500 mark, not the level of 2,000. It did bounce off of this level, and you see it skyrocketing up here. I don't necessarily see it coming down further than that, especially with the fact that it did get down to a previous high level, which gave it a support level, a strong support level, because it previously... What is Emmy doing down here? Why is Emmy down here? Emmy, go upstairs. Emmy, upstairs. Go. Upstairs. Upstairs. Go upstairs. 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 Go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So yeah, I think when it comes to where was I going? When it comes to the like whether it's going to pull back again, I can say maybe it can touch the 200 EMA again, but I don't see it going past this level that it got to. I see it getting to now an extended level, right? It's still at a higher level. It would be 2090, $2,095, $2,090 rather than, or $2,088 dollars versus the 2080 or 2070 mark. So it's gradually increasing. Um, but yeah, I don't see that. When I look at it, I see a bounce off of the 200 EMA, and I really don't see that touch point again, especially how big that bounce was. If you're going to see it touch the 200 EMA multiple times, typically you see it kind of consolidate around there, or it like bounces and has a little increase and then pulls back and then increases again. We didn't see that. It decreased all the way down to 2000, and then you see the hammerhead candlestick, which shows you nothing but bullish momentum. And the two green candlesticks that follow it, yes, you're seeing more of a, um, I don't know what to call it. I forget what it's called, but more of like a broomstick, where the body is at the bottom and the wick is at the top. So you're seeing a lot more seller strength than you are buyer strength. However, it is a green candlestick, which is a good thing. But then you're seeing more of an indecision candlestick, which will then prompt you or tell you to where this is going next, which I would expect to see it at a level of 3,800, probably resist a little bit off of there, then pick up even more. So that's what I see. That's just what I see. But again, everybody sees something completely different. This is why regulation is coming as needed. Yeah, I agree with you. When you say people, do you mean like the developers of the crypto? No. So there's a lot of people in Patreon that made a lot of money from it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that came by and said, "Hey, thank you for this position. I made a lot of money from it." So that's why it kind of sucks to see what had. I don't even know what happened. I have no communication or understanding as to what did happen. Um, but I know a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers made money from it. But when it comes down to it, they left money in there. So leaving money on the table, which feels horrible for me because now I'm leaving money on the table as well. I think my value was up to, or what I had in there was up to like 25,000 extra. I could have taken all of it at that point, which I believe the total value went up to like $100,000. I ended up taking like $30,000 worth of profit off of a $3,000 investment that I had, which I was happy that did 10x, and I was very, very happy. And other people that said, "Hey, I didn't want to pass up these gains," and they invested like $1,000 and turned it into so much more. I don't know how much the other person invested that made like 80,000, but 83,000, I believe it was. And I believe they took the entire thing. So it's great to see any subscriber, any viewer, any person make a lot of money, but it always sucks when you have the other side, which ultimately it's player versus player. I hate that anybody has a say in, kind of deciding what a player ends up making. So, like, if a developer or whoever decided to do whatever they did, they now have a say on what they can make and what everybody else decides to lose, or if they can make any more profit. Because I don't know what my value is down to, but it's down to a very low amount. I'll tell you that. The one thing that I do see sometimes is I'll see communities rally around certain things. I'm not saying that that should be the case because we don't know, and it doesn't have a proven track record of that, especially with no like communication or anything that's happening there and all that stuff. Um, but some people will rally around certain things that drop a significant amount, but only if they have kind of a proven track record and history to show them, where they can go. So, um, but this is why we do need regulation in a way. We'll never get away from the blockchain side of things. It's just regulation. The only regulation that we'll have, really, I honestly believe this, is on the exchanges. What the exchanges can trade, what the most popular exchanges can trade, because you will always have the ability to buy whatever you want on the blockchain itself. You owning it on more the DeFi side is going to be where all of the risk comes into play. But if you wanted to have something backed maybe by insurance in a way, 250,000 or whatever, then you would focus on investing with U.S. exchanges or whatever the exchange is that flows government by government, right? Or for your government. So for exchanges, they will be regulated. You'll still have the issue to where people are creating things and they have the ability to take from people. And it absolutely sucks. It really does. So anybody that did gain something from that position, I'm glad that you did gain something from it. I'm glad that you did make a lot of money from it. Obviously, I haven't talked about it in a while because I haven't heard any conversation or newer news that's happening from it. But anybody that was affected from it in a negative way, if you were, I truly apologize because I don't see these things coming. And even though it's not on me to say like, oh, this is they're gonna take from you or whatever. Honestly, it seems legit, especially as you see the growth. Because people made a significant amount of money from it, and not just in a short period of time. It was something that went along, and they developed things, and they were doing certain things that definitely showed more positivity. But yeah, it obviously sucks anytime anyone is negatively affected by anything. But do know that there are many positions where you can invest into something and you'll just lose a lot of money. Even if it is, say a top 100 cryptocurrency. And it's just because it may have been the wrong time to invest or you didn't hold for that long. But this is just sad. It is. Um, are you also in Simon's Cat? It will launch tomorrow. So I want to be. I don't think I, or maybe I am. I don't know. I invest into so many different things and I take a lot of these risks. Like the ones that I'm bringing to you guys, I take a lot of these risks right along with you. Um, and the only thing that I do is I try to, once I do make my profit, I try and take out my initial investment. Yes, it still does feel bad when that decreases, if it does decrease. Um, but it feels a lot better knowing that you spent no money on it or you ended up gaining a profit from it. So if you can learn anything from any of these situations, always take your initial investment, always take your profit. Good night, Matt. Be safe, protect your family, and at all costs checklist. Uh, all windows locked, alarm set, gun loaded. What are we talking about here? I need to learn more about what candlesticks represent. Yeah, I mean, certain candlesticks will tell you whether it's a bullish time or bearish time, right? The issue that you deal with crypto is that a lot of the patterns and things that you do see within the chart, they don't necessarily hold well. You can see, things in resistance points and certain support levels and all of that stuff. But the issue is that crypto is not really as solid, let's say, as the stock market, to where you have a bunch of people investing for those same points. People are investing into crypto because it's at a low point, not because it's at a resistance point or a support level, right? And you see some people that still transition that over or bring that over from the stock market or bring that over from whatever sector they're investing into, market they're investing into, but it's not necessarily there yet. So yes, while it does help to understand the charts at a basic level, and honestly, that's all you really need. The candlesticks don't necessarily tell you everything that you need to know. You also need to look into more concrete things, which would be certain EMAs, certain moving averages and all that. Because like you look at this candlestick, this would tell me if I saw nothing else here, if I found a way to scratch out everything. I don't know if I could paint over this. If I found a way to scratch out everything that happened here, and let's say you can't see it, and you saw this happening, what would this tell you? This would tell you that you have a hammerhead candlestick and that it's showing nothing but positivity. So what you would think is that it hit a low, it bounced off of that low, and now you're going to see more positivity. However, if you look at the broader picture and you move out another 10,000 feet, you're now going to see that it's very far away from the 50 moving average. It's very far away from the 200 EMA. So within time, you should see that potentially pull back to that level. If not this level, you definitely will see it at this level. And what you can see is that this right here, this point, it did kind of hit that level and looked like it was going to bounce, but then leveled out for like maybe a little bit and then absolutely decreased hard. So it hit this level, that resistance, it broke through, support level, it broke through, and then it hit this support level and obviously stood strong at the moment and picked up a massive amount, showing how strong it is at this level. You can see how strong it is. So, yeah. Guys, we have 221 people here and we have 141 likes. I would love if you guys can hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Please do so. It does help out. I like Margex, but the fees are kind of high compared to um, trading long term for futures or when you're closing trades. So I haven't noticed that my trading fees have been high. My trading fees have been pretty low. When depending what you're doing. So if you're doing a 50x leverage, yes, the trading fee will be high compared to what you are putting in there. Which I've noticed plenty of times, right? I see it with my 50x leverage trade on JASMY, 50x leverage trade on XRP. But if you look at all of my other fees, like I paid $1.60 for this 5x leverage trade at $200, which I currently am making $118. Now I'm going to pay basically another the same amount in order to sell the trade and go through that transaction. But either way, it's going to be like $3 for my overall trade while I'm making a massive amount compared to what I can make elsewhere. The same thing goes for other things, right? 46 cents that's there, $2.50 that's there. So the fees aren't really super high. Only when you're doing a high leverage trade, they are higher because it's at a risk to them. And if you're making a lot of money, they also want a lot of money in return as well. I mean, or as much as they can get. All right, we hit 150 likes. Thank you guys for getting me to 150 likes. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want to sign up for Margex, the link is in the chat. You can sign up for it. You can start trading today at a 5x leverage. You can trade with as little as 20 cents if you want. Like if I wanted to go in here, that's something that I really like about Margex, is that if I go in here and I want to practice, let's say I feel like my strategy is at a horrible level and I'm like, I really want to practice trading for every single day, I can go in here and say, okay, I only want to trade $5 at a 5x leverage. And sorry, go back here at a 5x leverage, which meaning that I'm going to trade 1 USD in order to make this trade, and I can practice, right? And that's what trading is all about, is you getting better, learning how to do it, and you can do that easily. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check that out there. Also, if you want to use my link for CRO or for crypto.com, I have a $200 referral bonus that you can get if you sign up, and I believe you stake for the Ruby card, the Ruby Steel. So if you want to do that, it's, you can get a $200 referral bonus. I also get $200, so it's $400 total, which is crazy because the original amount, if you're not on the Rewards Plus program that's there, is $25. You're talking about $25 of a referral bonus versus $200. I mean, I'll take that any day of the week. So feel free to check out my link down below. Can you please do another JASMY video? Yeah, I can try. There's not really much news on JASMY. I guess I can go over my position a little bit, but there's not really much news on JASMY right now. Let's put JASMY video. I'll find a way to kind of break that down a little bit. I love JASMY. It's just at a point, just like, CRO and, a lot of other things that aren't really doing anything big at the moment. But when they take off and they have a massive uptick in volume and the price moves a lot, of course I'll make a video. But it's just, since it hasn't moved as much, it's like kind of same old type of thing. You know what I mean? Even though I'm very excited about the project, it just hasn't had anything new happen with it. You know what I mean? I keep saying, you know what I mean. I apologize. Got to strengthen my vocabulary. Can't be just saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. No altcoin season before the U.S. election. You think altcoin season is going to happen during the U.S. election? Is that true? Someone just said VSG is transitioning to Vector Smart Gas. Airdrop of a new coin is supposed to be on um, the 27th per Telegram. That would be more of a understanding. I got no new news from them because they haven't gotten any or given anything to me. So if that's the case, to where that is happening, that's a way better situation. I never really like transitions or migrations in any way, but that's a way better situation than what I see on the chart. So if that is true, um, I apologize for saying, that obviously it's the developers, whoever, just didn't do a good job. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing it for. They've given me no new news. I've just been invested into something that made me money. I was looking to hold that for a long time, and from what I saw, it turned into nothing. So it would be great if that is a transition. So I'll have to check. I'll have to check that out. Matt, haven't spoken for a while. We talked about XRP a lot on Patreon a while back. Glad to see you grew your bag. I've also looking for $3 to $4 for life-changing money. Absolutely. I remember talking to you. There's I'm trying to transition or trying to do or be active in Patreon as much as I possibly can. The issue is that I have the kids that I actually have to get to in like a few minutes, and that was home. They were home for the summertime, but once they go back to school, I now have a lot more time to then focus on streaming and videos and all of that. It's just I don't know what the time frame is going to be because I still have to put Harper on the bus and still have to take Hayden to her preschool, which means that in the morning time it's going to be a little bit difficult because Harper would have to get on the bus while I would be streaming, right? If I would stream at this normal time. Now, if I start streaming at maybe 8:30, then yeah, that could be, or 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I feel like that would be great because then we could also get into crypto, but also jump into stocks because I still want to continue to go to the gym and care about my health and all of that because that's something that I haven't really, I can't say didn't care about, but I haven't really put a lot of action into is to kind of focus on that side of things. So I want to continue that in the morning while I'm working out, whether it's at home or whether it's at the gym. I want to continue doing what we're doing there. So we'll figure out that schedule. But I definitely will be more active on Patreon. I want to continue to converse with everybody. Patreon is going to take over what Discord was. Discord got overrun by a lot of people who were trying to reach out or that were trying to impersonate me and reach out to people that were part of my private groups. I don't know how they did it, but they continued to find a way in. And they had an endless link to continue to get in to the Patreon. So it ended up getting to be a problem. Now we have the or not the Patreon, the Discord group, but the Patreon is behind a paywall. So or it's free, but you can't converse with anybody when it's free. You can just view what's going on if it's public. But most of my posts aren't really public. There's some that are public, most of them are not. But it's behind a paywall, so there will be nobody that's impersonating me in there unless they decide to pay, and then I'll be able to kick them out and do that, knowing who they are behind the name and where they paid from. so it makes it easier to manage, and we can do active chats. The only thing we can't do is more of the one-on-ones. That will have to be something that's taken off completely, and I did take that membership level off the board. Um, so people that are that membership level, you can cancel that level if you want to, downgrade, do whatever you want. But we're gonna go to being Patreon only. Conversations are happening over there. A lot of the leverage trades that we do also will be active over there. The daily updates or weekly updates or whatever, we'll find a way to implement that as well. But we'll we're doing it. Lay off those pineapple pizzas, Matt. I don't know what that means. Some version of the picture where it shows the Brooklyn Manhattan and Street Bridges. Just saying, I don't know what we're talking about. They have to change the name because it was attached to a guy that owned Ethereum or ETH token. Oh, so they okay. Why I don't understand why they didn't update me on anything. Operation Venus is the same thing. They created their own blockchain and new coin to pre-sale now, and all the holders get 10% extra on their coins per Telegram. Well, that's great. I have a lot of coins or tokens that I invest into, and I kind of forget about, and that could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing, right? If it's something that's successful, it's a great thing because I forgot about it. It was like the old rotisserie chicken commercials, right, where you set it and forget it. Before they had like air fryers and all these things, you just set it and you forget it, and and that's basically what it is. I try and do that with my stocks, my dividends, and I also like the fact that I can do that with newer positions. I put $100 there, leave it there, see what it turns into. I think I did that with a couple of things, and I put $200 and it turned into $2,000, and I was like, this is great. And I'm not sure. I don't think I took the $2,000, but still, it's great. You talk about focusing on your health. I know how you love uh, pineapple pizza. I mean, I I mean pineapple on pizza is fine. I'm not really the like I wouldn't choose it if you were like, hey, uh, if you were like, hey, here's a pizza, pineapple and ham, Hawaiian pizza. Here's a pepperoni pizza. Here's a sausage pizza. Here's a cheese pizza. I wouldn't choose. I wouldn't go out of my way to choose that first. I would probably eat everything else, and then I would go, hey, you know what? Let me get a slice of this at the end because I feel like it would be more refreshing. But either way, VSG will be coming layer one will become layer one blockchain. They have already started their test net. All right, so I can't wait to see. I apologize for jumping the gun on not knowing what's truly happening. Um, all right. It's good to see the market slightly green today. Yes, Matt. The SEC has 60 days to appeal the Ripple verdict. Do you think they will wait until day 60 before they log? Well, they can't. One, that's a Saturday or Sunday. That's what somebody says. I haven't actually checked it out. I'm just going with everyone else's word. So it's a Sunday, probably not, and probably not the day before, but definitely wait until more of the last minute to do it. Um, so yes, I would say they do take the entire time to kind of um, one keep the market or keep the XRP market or price range at bay, right? Where investors are not going to be heavily investing into it because they know that they're free. If they take less than that and they don't appeal and they're like we're not going to appeal, um, then it's a frenzy, right? XRP should see a lot more investments unless the market kind of turns the opposite way. Um, so yeah, So somebody said how many validators does the XRP have? They have over 150 validators. I don't know the exact number, but over 150 validators and more than 35 on the default unique node list or UNL. Ripple runs one of these nodes. So there you go. 35 validators on the default UNL and over 150. Blah, 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 blah. I was thinking the sweetness of a pineapple would throw off the folks of having it on pizza. It's not bad. I've had it. It depends. Like if you have huge chunks of pineapple, and I know this is about food, not about XRP, but if you have huge chunks of pineapple, it doesn't work. It has to be thin slices of pineapple to where it just adds a little bit of sweetness to it. I hate the ones that have like huge chunks and they think they're doing something where they're like, "We're giving you more." It's like, no, you're doing so much more than you need to do, especially since pineapple already has a lot of juice in it. If you don't cut it thin, you're adding too much juice to your pizza, which is honestly you shouldn't have any juice on your pizza. I finally reached 50K XRP. Now it's time to focus on CRO. I have been wanting to focus a little bit more on CRO as well, especially being down at like 8 cents. I think it's a steal price. And I really do want to, I really would love to have a million, but I know it'll be tough to get to a million. I would need $80,000 at this point. I think that's what it is. $80,000 to get to that point. Give me a second. How do I do this? All right. All right, we got 198 people that are here. Thank you guys for watching and taking the time out of your day to be a part of this. Hey man, what are your thoughts on Quant for 5 years from now? I haven't looked at Quant, but I thought Quant came down in price, right? Didn't it? It was at like $125, and now it's at 63, $63. And I don't know what the lowest price was, but I guess it came down to $60. I felt as though a $42 price was an amazing price, and honestly, $63 price is not bad at all compared to where it has been over time, right? We saw this at a level of $300 plus, and that was in 2021 when things were at their highest. I would expect to see Quant kind of pick up to those levels again. I don't know what the market cap was. It was at a $4 billion market cap. I would expect Quant to make some of these moves again and be worth that, if not more than that. So getting from a $60 price up to a $300 price is giving you so much more there. Sorry, I wasn't showing the screen. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people see a ton in Quant. I don't have Quant anymore. I did have it, and maybe I should buy 10 or 100 or something. Hey Matt, what are your thoughts? Oh, I read that. I literally just read that. That was the last thing. Uh, I tend to jump around. And Gala, I think, yeah, Gala's at a fantastic price, right? I was looking at Gala the other day and I was like, Gala at a level of, less than 2 cents and less than $1 billion market cap, when I believe Gala should be worth multiple tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, being kind of the head of the gaming space, that gaming sector. being up there, but it's kind of in comparison. When I look at it, I look at Beam the same way, right? Beam is at the same price. Beam is around the same price. It's at the same market cap. It's in the same sector, and I look at them the same way. But you can see, like, obviously, this getting up here, this was in 2024, getting up to an 8 cent price, and you being at 2 cents, that's a steal just up to that point, which this is a $2.5 billion market cap, and it should be worth tens of billions of dollars. So the one thing that's different is the fact that Gala has a ton of volume that's happening in it compared to Beam's volume, which is at like 12 million. So this is something that I have been looking at heavily. I just haven't made another investment into it. I think I only had like $300 worth. If I go over to my assets in Coinbase, you're gonna see where's Gala. I have Gala version 1 here, which is $181. I think I'm down on the play. I think I invested. I don't know how much I invested, but I think I'm definitely down on it. um, we'll hit the. We'll all hit that like button. Have we all hit the like button? I don't know. We have 195 people here. We have 178 likes. I appreciate the likes. Um, Tesla's biggest problem is the front man. He can't seem to get it out of his own way or get out of his own way. Maybe. Quant futures on KuCoin dropped to $50 in August on August 5th. Interesting. Oh, you heard Gala is no longer doing. I guess I was removed from that. That I haven't. Why would they abandon that? That makes no sense. Do I have a? Do you have an article on that? What in the world was that? Give me 1 second. I gotta get back to these kids soon. I mean, they can pretty much fend for themselves right now. But one's 4, one's 7. 7-year-old could watch after the 4-year-old, right? That always goes well. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Is everybody still here? We got 148 people that are here. Did we hit? We almost hit 200. We need to hit 200 likes. We're at 189 likes. I want to get to 200. I would appreciate if you guys get me there. That would be amazing. Um, I doubt GTA 6 would incorporate crypto. Maybe mention it during the story for a mission or something. I mean, I don't know. From what I heard, and I mean, I guess I don't even know if there's a delay at this point because I've been waiting for GTA 6 for such a long time. I just hope the storyline's as good as, or better than, GTA 5. Most people think about Draggy the Night Rider. I don't know what that is. Um, I've never heard of Draggy the Night Rider. What is it? 10 more likes to get to 200. Yes, would love to get there. So if you can help me out, I would appreciate it. Is there anything new that's happening right now? Oh, I did make, and this is in the stock market side of things, and I think we will talk about the stock market more over on my other channel. So if you want to subscribe to my other channel, go over here to Matthew Perry 2, and that's where I typically talk about a lot of the stock market stuff. Whether we're talking about my dividend portfolio, which I am going to get into a little bit, or different investments that I'm making, whether it's into NVIDIA or SCHD or whatever, right? Feel free to check out the stock market videos that I do over there. But my dividend investment portfolio, I just invested another $5,000. I'm actually going to get this up to $100,000 probably by the end of this month. And I hope to be able to gain somewhere around $300 or $400 per month. I would love to be at that level. I don't think we're there yet because we do have some dividends that we have, like Nike that only pays a 2% dividend, or the SPY which pays a very low dividend. I think it's like 1.7. But then you have certain ones like SBHD or ticker symbol O that pays monthly and also pays like 5%. So I added another 5,000. I'm probably going to add that 5,000 to um, maybe SPHD. I want to get SPHD up to 1,000 shares that I'm trading with, um, and then I'll move more into SCHD. I feel like that's a big deal. I might just put this 5,000 in SCHD and then put the next 20,000 into SPHD. Um, that may end up being the case. I might end up doing that. That's not a bad idea. I don't know what's the balance of this because I always like round numbers. Get it to 1,000, get it to 2,000, get it to whatever. But my equity that I have in here is already at 12,000. So if I'm adding another 500 or 5,000 in here, it's not going to get me to 200, but it'll get me close. Um, so yeah, I think this is my dividend portfolio, by the way. I love dividends. Absolutely love it. Is there any position that you want to talk about? I know I haven't really talked about JASMY today or showed where it was, but let's look at JASMY really quick. JASMY coin is currently sitting at 2.1 cents. We're at a $1 billion market cap with $72 million worth of volume. The last 7 days, it's up by 4%. The last month, it's actually down by 29% from the 3 cent level down to 2.1 cents. I believe it's going to find its way back up to there, not only to 2.5 cents, but back up to 3.3 and 3.9 and 4 cents and 4.5 cents and 5 cents and all of those levels. That's an impressive balance, Matt. Thank you for saying that. I mean, I just want to continue to grow it. What's crazy is not only the balance, right? Because I look at the balance, I'm like, this is fantastic. What I'm really looking at is this year to date number. I posted on Twitter and said, like, my dividend portfolio is doing amazing because you look at the amount that I've gained, $7,500 in the past year in gains, almost up 10%. this is what I want to see consistently, because if I have 100,000 in there and I'm gaining 10%, I'm gaining $10,000 every single year. Not only the amount that I'm investing into it and putting more money into it every year, I'm also gaining the $7,000, $10,000 every single year. I'll take that, or I'll take that any day of the week, any year. I understand that that's only $10,000. That's not enough. Like like if you were just talking about, hey, I wanted to make a certain amount to support myself, making $10,000 every year wouldn't be enough to like support your family on and say, oh, I want to take out this $10,000 or $12,000. It's not enough. But if this is growing, it can get me to a point to where it's growing by that 10% and I have $1,000,000 that's in there. That's now $100,000 in that year, plus the dividends that I gained, right? If I have $1,000,000, I can gain somewhere around, let's say $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000 a month in dividends, which means that I'm going to have $24,000 plus the $100,000 that I can gain throughout the year if it gains 10%, which you can easily live off of. But I would continue to just reinvest that money like I'm doing now. So yeah, I like my strategy here, and as I gain money in the crypto market, so like I go over here, I go to my portfolio, as I gain a bunch maybe in the crypto market, and gain whatever 18,000, 20,000, 30,000 on something, I'm going to take some of that money, the gains, and yes, half of it I'll have to pay taxes on, but I'm going to put the rest of it in my dividend portfolio and just let it ride, let it rock. We did hit 200 likes. Thank you guys for getting me to 200 likes. I appreciate it. We are this is I want to do a lot more live streams. Know that there will be a lot more live streams when the kids go back to school. But it's been really rough. Also, just to throw something else out there that I can complain about, my dishwasher broke about a day ago. So we went and bought another dishwasher, but it's not going to be here until Thursday. So I have to wash dishes like I used to, which is great. I like washing dishes. It's soothing for a little bit, but when you have to cook 3 meals in a day and wash dishes for those 3 meals, it does suck. Yesterday we made coconut shrimp, and had Harper, Hayden, and Erica all helping out with making coconut shrimp, and 100K starts the multiplier effect. Just wait. Yeah, I can't wait to see that as well. But yeah, we had everybody make coconut shrimp, and they were delicious. We still have some left over that I'm gonna eat for lunch. But I said to Eric after all of the mess that I made, I was like, I don't care. I'm not cooking anything else for the next 3 days. So until that dishwasher comes, we're getting McDonald's for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner. We're gonna have Chick-fil-A dinner, Bojangles, or some people call Bohongles. We're gonna have many different unhealthy meals for dinner because I don't feel like washing those dishes anymore. Matt is setting up his little chicas for life. I try to, mentally more than physically. I want to make sure that they they understand the processes of investing. They understand how money is being deposited into their accounts, or how money is growing for me and for them. And if they understand that portion of it, they don't have to understand everything about it. They don't have to be fluent in finance and and investing. They just have to understand the concept of it, and that's all I ask. You understand the concept of it, and making your money work for you is everyone's goal. If you have money that you're just spending on things, like I'm like, hey, I want to buy this product, but not being invested in the company that you're buying the product for or from, like, you're truly not understanding that side of it. You want to be a part of that company so that if everybody else is also buying that product, you're seeing a return within that as well. You know what I mean? You can buy self-washing dishes now from China. Yeah, it's called break them and buy a new one. Like that's no, that's a that bacon double quarter pounder actually slaps, does it? I haven't I can't say that I've had a burger from McDonald's in a while. I've been doing like the healthy fast food options, the healthiest fast food options that they have. So I would go with, which it's not super healthy. I would go with the chicken nuggets, and then skip the fries, which is a sin if you skip McDonald's fries. I mean, they're just amazing. um, and I would do the same thing with like Popeyes. I would get the blackened chicken, which is grilled chicken, and then I would get the mac and cheese, which is less calories than the fries, and you would have a low calorie, not low calorie meal, but lower calorie meal. Blah, blah, blah. The only problem I was having with dividend stocks is is they like doing splits. Then you lose half of your stock, so less money coming in. If they do a split, you don't lose half your stock. You keep the same amount. They give you a larger. So like say if you have one share of something and they do a 2-to-1 split, um, they're going to, I guess it would be the other way around. They give you two for every one that you do have. You're getting two shares, but it's at half of the value of it, which you should still see the same percentage return overall based on how much you have. Because let's say you have $100 and you still have $100, instead of having one share at $100, you now have two shares at $100. You're still receiving 5% of what you do have there. So unless they decide to change the dividend, which is typical, they will change the dividend. A lot of the more consistent ones don't have that though. Um, I can tell you that my dividend stocks, I mean, I've only had them for a certain period of time, but they haven't done any type of splits or reverse splits or anything there. And they also have consistent growth. A lot of people will tell you to invest into high dividend plays, but then you go and look at the chart, and the chart really doesn't show consistent growth, right? It just shows that they're paying you 17%, but the chart is constantly decreasing, meaning that while they're paying you something, you're also losing in the overall value of what it is. So I always like dividend stocks that are going to pay me a dividend as well as have true growth. And that's why you can see that, this amount that I'm gaining over here, this amount that's here is all based on the gains that these positions have.
Donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Hey Matt, any advice on growing a channel? Just starting out and it's a very slow start lol, but I won't give up. Thank you.
Yeah, so it definitely is a slow start. Sorry to kind of cut it completely off, but I appreciate the super chat. I really do. Yeah, I think when it comes to starting a channel, it's more about not giving up completely, and also um, understanding like who your audience is and what your niche is going to be, because there are certain people that can thrive on being a part of a broader niche rather than being more specific. Like for me, I'm in personal finance, but specifically targeted towards cryptocurrency right now. I do have a stock market channel, but that's related to primarily stocks. I want to have something that's more broad, but it's very difficult to do that because you bring in an audience, and that audience is what pushes to the algorithm. So, um, if I had to give any advice for starting out, is just keep uploading. You'll find your path to do things, and you'll find what people like. Listen to your audience, especially in the beginning. Listen to your audience, because you'll be able to know what everybody else wants to hear about. I'm not saying listen to their like hear all their criticism and everything that's there, but listen to um, what they like, meaning that just hear them out in what they do like, rather than just listen to or only seeing the things that you don't like. Because a lot of people will harp on those things that they don't like. So let's for example, if I made a crypto video and someone's like, I hate you talking about crypto, don't talk about crypto anymore, that's the type of advice you don't want to take. That person is giving you an opinion on what they hate, right? But if someone comes through and says, um, uh, I love I love XRP, or I love CRO, or I love investing into cryptocurrency. That's giving you kind of that push forward to say crypto is definitely a topic that people like, right? There's more, because when people go out of their way to put a positive comment, um, that means that it truly has a little bit more traction than you think. Negative comments, you get all those levels of negative comments, all the ones that come through. If somebody wants to say something negative, they will say something negative. If a lot of people, when they put a comment there or they put something there in writing, typically it is negative because they want to complain about something. So don't hear all the negative comments, because there are a ton of them. I get a lot of them. But you get most of your success through what you see through the positive ones, right? And you have to read into them sometimes. So just keep going. You'll find your way. That's what I'll say. But there's definitely a lot more that goes into it when it comes to, tags, and make sure you focus on the thumbnail and the title. Those are the two most important parts, is the thumbnail and the title, because it's what brings people in, as well as what the algorithm will push out. Yes, Hayden. Did Harper read you a book? Yeah. Wait, not tablets. Not tablets. You could play Nintendo Switch, but you can't play tablets. So I was saying, if you had 24, if you had 24 stocks and they split, you now have 12. You're saying a reverse split, not a split. Because if you have 24, if you have 24 and they do a actual split, they're splitting your stocks. If they do a reverse split, then they are pulling back your stocks. Now, typically the price would also
Jermaine
rise if they're doing a
Clark
reverse
donated
split.
$5 through Super Chat. Matt, can you do a future video explaining what's going on with VSG?
Yeah, if they will contact me and tell me everything that's going on, because if they don't want me to, I mean, if they lose contact with me, then, or they decide not to contact or talk to me, then why should I do that and then give their project more of a push? You know what I mean? So would love to talk about it. I just want them to reach out to me to let me know what's going on. If they don't find me valuable enough to do that, then I don't know. I don't know what to say. Um, but I'll update you guys on live stream as I get more information, if I ever get more information. I typically will do my own research into a project, but I would expect, if a project does want the real information or all the information to go out there, rather than what's being said in a way, they would definitely use their connections, use all the things that I've given them to connect with me, to actually connect with me. So I would expect something would come out. S&P 500 is probably best for the average person. Most people won't actually look into the company's financials. That's true. That's very, very true. Typically investing, uh, a lot of people, like, so what I'm doing right now, and I'm probably going to make a video saying this, is I'm actually taking Erica's 401k, her old 401k, her other job, and instead of rolling it over to her new 401k, which I honestly don't even know why that company even has a 401k if they're not doing a match. It's like pointless. If you don't do a match, then a 401k is pointless to me. If you don't know how to invest, a 401k is not pointless. Maybe you could just do it, and if you're not willing to learn, then just put it aside, because putting anything aside is better than not putting anything aside, if that makes sense. Um, so I kind of confused myself there. But yeah, we're taking her 401k and we're putting it into. That's why we're going to be up to 100,000. We're going to take her her old 401k that was doing a match and put it into the dividend portfolio, and her new 401k, which is mandatory, does no matching. So we didn't want to put it or roll it over into this new 401k that doesn't do any matching because it just does. We don't even want it to begin with. We can we can figure out a better investment strategy than, because typically when they do matching, it's a better situation to where if they do 50%, let's say you put $400 in there and they do 50% at $200, it's better than what you would have if you were just having $400 and gaining it at maybe a 10% per year. It would be way better to gather that extra money. However, if they're not giving you that, I can invest and get 10% per year. So it just doesn't make sense for them to do that. So I'm going to talk about that in a future video. But yeah, the S&P 500 is probably better for the average person, or just investing into, you know, some standard, more consistently moving mutual funds or ETFs. Maybe my friend, so maybe my friend and I was just getting into bad dividend stocks because they just kept doing reverse splits and was getting annoyed. So yeah, certain plays, like they have a lot of plays there, and I don't know if you were going into like high dividend paying positions, but there are certain positions that will pay a high dividend just because their stock price decreases so much. And if something does a reverse split, that is inherently a negative thing, right? It's so negative towards the project, even though it should essentially increase the price. It doesn't, because it creates a lot of negativity and people sell. So when people sell, it looks like it should be at double the price. However, it falls pretty heavily. When you do a split, and they split into two different stocks, it's more of a bullish movement and you'll see the price rise. If they do a reverse split, the price will most likely fall. So yeah, you were probably getting into the wrong ones that were doing a reverse split. Typically, when you do a reverse split, it's because the not the full definition as to why, but the project or company is struggling, most likely. And if they're struggling, then they're going to want to make sure their price is higher, right? If their price is at, let's say, a dollar, and they want it to be at $5 or $10, they would do a reverse split, a more 10-to-1 or 1-to-10 reverse split, and you would see that they would go from $1 to $10 potentially. But once that reverse split is announced, you're probably going to see it go from $1 down to 50 cents because the price is going to decrease. And then when the split happens, it's probably going to go from 50 cents up to $5 or 50 cents up to $3. I've seen it happen many times where reverse splits create a lot of negativity. But yeah, get into the right dividend plays. I suggest, like, if you look at any of my plays here, I look at all plays that have a ton of potential. So if we go into SPHD and we look at the max, this is typically what I look at. I'll look at the max level and make sure I see that consistent growth over a number of years. It's all the way back from 2012, and it shows that consistent growth, the levels to where it is showing higher lows, higher highs consistently, right? And that's why I have 14,000 or 15,000 that's invested in here, and the total return that I have is $1,677, and that's up about 13%. I do have dividends that I'm receiving, right? You can see I have an upcoming dividend that's here of $39.99, and that's for this month, and investing $15,000, which is not crazy. It's not a crazy amount to get from having $15,000, but remember, I also gain $1,670 over the year, plus the $40 per month, which if you multiply 4 by 12, you're getting 48, which is $480 in the year. I'll take that off of a $15,000 investment, right? Plus what I'm gaining in this over this year. So you want to make sure that things have a lot of positivity to it and have consistent growth, right? We look at the max for SCHD. This is back from 2011. You look at a lot of these. However, if you go into, I'm trying to think of, maybe I know what this is. QYLD, 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 QYLD. I think this is one that pays like a higher dividend. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong here. Pays a low dividend. There's one that I can't remember what it is. It pays a high dividend and it just hasn't had the level of growth. Well, this is it as well. This is an ETF, and you could see the level that it has fallen. This is back from 2014. It has not had success at all. And this is one that someone told me to invest into. They said, "Hey, put your money into this because it's going to pay you a dividend and it's going to have a large return." No, it's not. It's consistently decreasing. And over the last however many years, 10 years, we've seen nothing but negativity since that point. So make sure you said you got into T. What is that? I have JP Morgan. I don't have JEPY. I think I have JEPI. Um, what's that one? This one? Let's see what that is. This is a option ETF, Tesla option ETF. So only referring to Tesla? Yeah, I mean the growth has not been growth. It's been nothing but a fall. I don't know what the dividend payout is. It looks like it's 4.26%. But you see the level that it has fallen in the last year. If we look at year to date, it's fallen by 40%. So if you're looking to get into some plays or not all ETFs are created equal. If you're looking to get into certain ETFs, make sure you do your research on the growth that they do have, because let's see if it breaks down the last, like all history. In the last year, it's down 18% since 2022 at 1.2%. 1.2% of an increase since 2022, which doesn't even look like it actually has been at that increase. Now, if we go back to my positions and go back to, let's say, even something like SPYD. I think SPYD might have had a little bit more negativity in times, but still has that positivity overall. It will pay me a 4.3 percent dividend yield. But then you'll also, if you look at the history, you'll see since 2015, it's up by 9%. Over the last year, 16%. Over the last 3 years, 7%. Over the last 5 years, 7%. So you're seeing that consistent positivity within it. And that's kind of what you want in a lot of these plays, is the more positive side of things. Rather than looking at it and going, oh, you know what? This position that we're looking at here is at one of the lowest levels it's ever been. Or we look at the last week, it's up by 9%. Fantastic. We look at the last month, it's down by 14%. As you go further on, it looks worse and worse. 14%. The last 3 months, it's down by 5%. The last year to date, 40%. And the last overall year, 47%. The last 5 years, 64%. And that's max time, basically, is 64 or 65% that it has decreased. So as you go further and further, it looks worse and worse. Eventually, if you get to a point where, and I don't know anything about this ETF, but if you get to a point where you feel as though it is at a low point, then yes, you could see that positivity. However, with ETFs, they continue to be consistent in that movement. If they consistently move down, they're going to continue that trend. So anyways, invest into the right things. You'll find you'll be better off buying actual shares of Tesla. 100% true. JEPY. I have JEPI, I think. Do I have JEPI? JEPI. You said JEPY. JEPI is a monthly paying dividend. That's why I have that. I don't know if JEPY is. Enhanced options income dividend. I don't know about that. They pay a great dividend, right? Maybe 4.3%, but you're looking at it over this time period, which is about a year. It has decreased that entire time. It's down 23%. It looks like options dividend or options ETFs aren't really that great. But I have, like I said, instead of JEPY, I have JEPI, which does consistently have that level of growth. It's not as apparent as the other ones are, but you are still seeing that level of growth at $57. And that also will pay a 6.4% dividend. So it's a little bit higher and it has that consistency, for me at least. Now, I have about $9,000 invested into there, which is a little bit risky, especially if you see it come back, because this is only from, it was listed on May of 2020, meaning that it has 4 years of information. But you see the high point that it did get to. I believe it will see more high points, but again, you're taking a risk in some of these plays, especially ones that don't really have as long of a history. You know, this is one that I'm taking a little bit more of a risk, and it is working out right now, up $226 plus the dividends that I'm receiving from it. I don't know if I can get into some of that detail of exactly what I received, my history. So I received $45.48 from this $10,000 that's invested, $45.48 this was reinvested here. And I'm going to receive, or I did receive $34 here because I obviously added more, and I probably will add a little bit more. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that risk as well and maybe add a little bit more here because I feel like I'm getting a higher dividend. But again, this is a lot more of a risk. So I might add the $5,000 here and then add 20,000 to SPHD. But we'll see. It pays 4% per month, like 60% per year. No, it's 4% per year. It's not 4% per month. They divide it out by 12. That's how you do that math. Like if I go into my dividend tracker, are you going to see JEPI? This will be the number that you do typically see. So JEPI is a monthly paying dividend. I don't know if JEPY is, but JEPI is a monthly paying dividend, and this is based off of a different price point. But if you look at this, you basically take C9, which is the total price, and you multiply it by the yield, whatever the yield actually is at that moment. Right now it shows 6.8. That's what's on my dividend tracker, but we'll probably change that. But then you divide that number that you get by 12 and multiply it by the number of shares. So that's how much you'll get per share, multiplied by the number of shares overall. So you'll get this much, which for me should be around $51. Last month, we can see we did have certain months where I was building up the amount. I had $3 that I received, then I had $27, $36, $34 was in July, and from what I understand, in August I received $45. So it's continually growing, and we will add more money to this dividend portfolio, but it's something that I truly take pride in. I know that's why I sold it. It pays that every month. Go look at the dividend on. It shouldn't be 4% every month. It's every year. 4% every year is a joke. That's a dividend payout. Not only the gains that it should have. 4%, 4% is okay. Anything higher than 3%, in my opinion, is good. Anything too high, if anything's over 7%, it starts to get absolutely ridiculous. And you can't expect to have that high of a dividend for that long of a period of time. You know what I mean? So you can't expect to have it for that long. It will change over time, especially being that high. Most things that are in the beginning stages of it will have a high dividend, but 4% is not really that high. This is honestly unbelievably high at 6.4%, but it will change over time. And I hope it stays around or above the 3% mark, but I plan on investing more and more into this. It is having that consistency, which is great over the last 5 years. If we look at the information here, the full breakdown, 12% since 2020, 10% in the last year. You have 6% in the last 3 years, which I hope it doesn't continuously go down, and you see, 4% in the last 5 years. Have you found a good way to keep up with crypto migration? I've missed out on two tokens due to being into many. I splurge a bit. I understand what you mean. I have no way to keep up unless you make a tracker of all your different positions and kind of what websites you're also associated on, and just keeping up with them. I mean, that's the only option, because I don't know if these are like manual migrations or automatic migrations, and typically what they'll do is a manual migration where if you forget, you're just stuck in the old project. All right, my voice is getting a little bit um I don't know, scratchy, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. But this was a great conversation to even talk about stocks in a crypto live stream. If we had to give you an update on where XRP is, just to show you where things are, because we haven't talked about it in maybe a few minutes. It's currently sitting at the 60 cent mark, coming back from about 61 cents. If you round up, it is 61 cents. It's at a 33 or $34 billion market cap with 1.5 million or billion dollars worth of volume. Fantastic to see that. If you guys want to trade XRP at up to a 50x leverage, you can do that over on Margex, where you can trade XRP here very, very easily. If you wanted to, up to a 50x leverage, you can also trade at a 5x leverage. You can trade as little as $1. Feel free to use my link that's in the chat. Also, one more thing. If you guys want to sign up for crypto.com, let me unlock my phone wherever my phone is. If you want to sign up for crypto.com, feel free to do so. It is a great platform, but not only is it a great platform, you can get a $200 referral bonus if you use my link that's in the description. My link is one of the only ones that does have a $200 referral bonus. The typical referral bonus on crypto.com is $25. So getting a $200 bonus is huge. And that's only if you sign up, and I believe if you stake for the Ruby card. So feel free to check that out. Link is in the description. Don't miss out on that opportunity, because that's literally $200, $175 more than what you would typically get if you sign up for crypto.com and stake with the Ruby card through anybody else's link. So yeah, feel free to check that out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will be posting videos later today, probably about XRP, as well as one for JASMY coin. I will try to make one. I just don't really have much information to really go off of right now. But yeah, feel free to check that out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you all in the next